Alexa, stop. Alexa, what day is it? Alexa, what day is it?
Today is Friday the 17th of April.
I have been asleep a long time. I'm late for St. Mike's Youth TV. I'm going to grab a quick breakfast and I'll be with you. Here we go. So we are back in the kitchen and today we're going to be making something with bread. Just a slice of white bread. So let's see what we need to do first though. I'm going to grab a tablespoon of oil. Chuck that in there. Then we're going to go for 3 tablespoons of milk. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm gonna go for, we've got some nutmeg here. Just gonna go for a little bit of nutmeg. There we go. Gonna go for some cinnamon. More cinnamon to be found later. There we go. Chuck some cinnamon in there. Gonna go for some vanilla extract. Stick that in there. And then a nice dollop of maple syrup. Chuck that there. And then to finish off this little concoction, I'm gonna just crack an egg in it. There we go. Just gonna get rid of the egg and wash my hands. And then we need to give it a good old mix around. So here we go. Whisk it until it's all nice and mixed up. Then we need to add the bread. I've just broken up some bits of a slice of white bread and I'm gonna dump them in there. And mix them in gently so that the bread doesn't just become crumbs. The last thing I'm going to do is just add some fruit into it. I've got some frozen fruit that I think is pretty much defrosted and I'm going to stick that in there, give it another gentle mix around and then it's microwave time. And this is what my mixture looks like. I'll stick it in the microwave for about 90 seconds and hopefully it'll be nice. I don't know though, because I've never done this before. Well, hey. So in that goes in there, and 90 seconds. Okay, let's see if this has gone better than the cookie dough did. That doesn't look too bad. I'll give that a try. Okay, I've given that a minute to cool. Let's see how it tastes. I feel good actually. That translates as, that's pretty good actually. I would do this again. Let's see what we're going to talk about today. As I'm sure you'll all be aware, last Sunday was Easter Sunday. I wonder if you managed to get some Easter eggs even with this lockdown. More important than Easter eggs though is that that's when we remember Jesus' resurrection. That's when Jesus rose from the dead, having been killed on the cross 2 days beforehand. This wasn't a surprise to Jesus though, even though it was a surprise to many at the time and even though it seems unlikely to many today. Jesus told his disciples beforehand that it was going to happen. In fact, one time he told his disciples and then he used these words in this passage that I'm about to read to you to comfort them afterwards. I've got my youth Bible here and I'm going to be reading John chapter 14. I'm going to go from verse 1 to verse 7. So John chapter 14, if you want to have that open in front of you. Jesus said, "Don't let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God and trust in me. There are many rooms in my Father's house. I would not tell you this if it were not true. I am going there to prepare a place for you. After I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you with me so that you may be where I am. You know the way to the place where I am going. Thomas said to Jesus, Lord, we don't know where you are going, so how can we know the way? Jesus answered, I am the way, the truth, and the life. The only way to the Father is through me. If you really knew me, you would know my Father too. But now you do know him, and you have seen him. As ever, Jesus begins here with words of comfort. We see that so often. Comfort at the start, but challenge comes later. That's how it is here. He says, don't let your hearts be troubled. So today, whatever you're facing, don't let your hearts be troubled. Just focus on Jesus. Listen to his words. He tells them how he's going to prepare a place for them in heaven. And if you follow Jesus, that's what we can be confident of too, that he has a place for us in heaven. How amazing is that? As he goes on though, he says to them, you know where I'm going. And Thomas is like, what are you talking about? I don't know where you're going and I don't know why. And so that's a lesson for us, is that we actually need to pay attention to what Jesus is saying, because it's so important. That's the source of all life. Jesus says, I am the life. And so, let's not ignore the things that Jesus is saying. So let's go through those three things that Jesus says. First, he says, I am the way. He is the way to God. He is the way to heaven. This next thing is he is the truth. He is the source of all truth. There's a lot of people today who think that there's no objective truth, but of course there is. And that comes from Jesus. That comes from God. It was created from the beginning of all time. God is the source of truth. And the life, equally, God is the source of life. Without God, all there is death. And so we need to make sure that we're following him, that we're walking in his ways, because that is the path to life. Jesus says, though, that the only way to the Father is through him. And so it's so important. If we want to live a life that is honoring to God, if we want to one day see him face to face, the way to that is through Jesus. And so we need to be following him. We need to be walking in obedience to him. And then finally, just one little challenge to finish with is just that bit in verse 7. Jesus says to his disciples, if you really knew me, you would know my Father too. Do you know Jesus today? Are you following him? If not, I would really encourage you to find out more. Maybe try reading the Bible, and maybe try praying to God and asking, God, show me yourself. Show me that you are real, because he is the way, the truth, and the life, and we need him. Let's take some time to worship God, to declare our need for him. The words are going to be in the description, so if you want to sing along, they're there for you. Let's worship him. Lord, I come. Lord, I come. I confess. Bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one my song. So teach my soul to rise to you. When temptation comes my way, when I cannot stand, I'll fall on you. Jesus, you're my hope and stay. Teach my song, so teach my song to rise to you. When temptation comes my way,